Shabbat Shalom, Temple Emmanuel. If you have not been buried under a rock this past week, your attention has been on Iowa, and it's been quite a week. We've been watching debates and we've been watching commentary, and many of us continue to keep our ears and eyes in attention to what's happening with this presidential debate. And everything happens to be beshert, of course, right? Everything's beshert in the Torah. Because this week we read Mishpatim, we read about laws, and we read about justice, and an eye for an eye, and a tooth for a tooth. But there's some really important insight that we can glean from this week's Torah portion that helps us keep an eye on the presidential debates. Because there's always the question of what's true. What are we supposed to believe? And the Torah teaches, in Exodus chapter 23, verse 7, teaches, keep far from a false matter. And it continues, you shall not join a multitude to do evil. Neither shall you speak in a dispute to bend after many to distort judgment. And basically what we're hearing as the commentaries teach us about this particular section in Mishpatim is that don't go blindly with the majority of people without investigating their reasons for believing as they do and assessing if their view is correct. We live in a world where there's so much information, but we actually don't know how much is true. What's real? What's not real? This past weekend, we traveled with many of our high school students to the Religious Action Center for Reform Judaism's Litaken seminar, which is a social justice seminar in D.C. And all weekend, with 250 other high school students from Reform congregations around the country, they actually study the issues going on in Congress. And on Monday morning, they lobby on Capitol Hill on what they feel is important. And it's amazing to watch the aha moments as our kids learn the nitty-gritty. They learn the details, the bills, the laws. In fact, they learn how a bill becomes a law. It's amazing. And the question is, for many of us, how do we engage in the political process? How do we know what's right? How do we know what isn't right? What's true, what's not true? Who do we believe? Who do we vote for? And the key is to be engaged, to read, to follow along, and not simply just to go with what the media tells us or even our friends. Let's study, let's learn. And that's what Reform Judaism is about studying and learning and then making our decisions. Choice through knowledge. And that's ultimately what our Torah portion is teaching us. Make sure that we live in a just society. Learn what best practices are. How do we make sure that this country continues to be a haven, a safe haven for all, the sense of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness? So come and study and learn with us at Temple Emmanuel, but make sure that you study and learn during this presidential election campaign season, because your vote matters. Every vote matters, and one voice, as our high school students learned, as they spoke to our congressmen and our senators, staffers, that every voice counts. Make yours heard, make it aware, study, learn, and make your decisions as we continue to make this country a better place each and every day by what we do and the people that we come in contact with. So on this Shabbat, come and study with us, come and learn with us, and come and pray with us. We have on Friday night a 7:30 family service where we're honoring our first graders who are participating in the service along with our junior choir, our Shirei HaYeladim. At 7:30 there's also an alternative service. And Saturday morning we continue with Torah study at 9:15, and Saturday night a Havdalah learner service beginning at 6:30. Come, join us. Sunday, we have school, we have lots going on. Come, pray, learn, study, be inspired. Temple Emmanuel, it's a sense of emunah, a sense of faith. Come and join us. Shabbat Shalom, Temple Emmanuel.